We are live, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Have You Seen This? I'm
Hello.
Frank,
I'm Sarah.
and welcome to the show. Today is a bit different because we have a theme this week. We have movies that should have gotten sequels, or give us a sequel.
Give me a
And
sequel.
yes, and Sarah, I think we should start with you.
I also just want to say I love that we're continuing with our theme of like dark black and the bright pink Barbie pink over here. It's so great.
Yes. When I looked up the posters, I was like, this is perfect. This is the
It
greatest
fits
thing
our
ever.
aesthetic perfectly.
This is great. And even our picks are on par.
100%. 100%.
100%. Oh my gosh. I should say, before we get into your movie, there's another connection to your other movies. They talked about diarrhea again.
Oh, of course, always. Every single time.
Every
Like,
single time.
there has to be some sort of diarrhea at some point if it's going to make a top movie. Always.
I thought that was funny, but we should talk about, like, so I'm going to start with you. The Spy Who Dumped Me, a 2018 movie. Tell us, Sarah.
All
What
right.
is it
So
about?
it is like the quintessential gal pals meets spy movie, meets action adventure, meets comedy, meets like the wonderfulness that is Kate McKinnon and Mila Kunis together, which I want more of them together so badly. So it's basically this story about, these two women in their 30s who have been best friends forever and ever. And they're like, I'd say mediocre at best, like one works at like Trader Joe's, like one's an aspiring actress, and they don't have much to show. Well, we'll put in quotes for their life. And the main character, Mila Kunis, I'm gonna have to look up the character names because I'm terrible with names, but the Mila Kunis is dating who she finds out after a year to be a spy. And we kind of like start in on this adventure of the zip drive, which has, like all the new codes to everything in the world, right? Like always, it's
Yes.
always the zip drive.
It's like, it has like everything in it. I don't even know what it was. I think they're just like, oh my God, it has everything. It's on
Everything,
this.
it's the back door to the internet, right? And
Yes.
it starts in on him just dumping her over text after a year and going AWOL, just going away. And her and Kate McKinnon deciding to burn all of his things because, like, what else do you do when a guy ghosts you after a year, right? And they stumble into a whole international spy plot, and they end up in like all over Europe. And of course, Sam Heughan, aka Jamie Fraser from Outlander, aka one of the keys to my heart, is the main romance interest in this movie. And it just like it's one of those movies that just keeps you laughing the whole time because of the dynamic between the two main characters. And they go on this adventure, and and they end up saving the day at the end of it, right? And
Yeah.
and she ends up falling in love with Sam Heughan, and they go on to be international spies, of course. But what I love about this movie is, like, first of all, like, it's a really cool take on female friendship. Like most movies, you have like female friendship, and there's always like this 75-page from the script falling out arc where like they turn on each other and then they come back to become friends, and like that never happens in this movie. And the other thing that's really cool about this movie is that every interaction that the two best friends have is like just like pumping each other up. It's like, you are the most badass human in the whole world, and you are so amazing, and like you did this and you hid this zip drive in your vagina and it was so awesome, and like, right, it's just like all these crazy things, and they're just pumping each other up. And like that is what female friendship should be. We should just be like always constantly lifting each other up. So I love that aspect of it. And also just Kate McKinnon is just a goddess. So there's that. But anyways, awesome movie. And the theme of today is like, we want a sequel. I want a sequel to this so badly, and I have several ideas to pitch. But first, I want to hear Frank's comments.
Yes. Okay. So my comments are, there was like one shot right off the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, for a comedy movie, that was pretty cool. There's a shot where Justin Theroux, the ex-boyfriend, is like in an apartment. He kicks down the balcony, and then like you follow him as he runs off the balcony to the truck and into the street. I was like, oh my god.
And
This
then
movie,
miraculously just pops up like nothing happened, like he didn't just jump 5 stories off of a building.
yeah, but that was super cool because the camera followed him. It was something I was not expecting from a comedy. Like they actually took the action seriously. But
Yep.
there was as much as it's fun and like what you said, I agree with it. But there was like parts where I kind of wish other things happened, like the part when that Russian killer spy female chick is like, why do you know so much about each other? I
Mhm.
wanted her to become their friend. I
I know.
I wanted her to become their friend so bad, and I was like, why are they doing this? Why did they have to do the thing that they do? I'm not going to give spoilers, but they do this whole thing. I'm like, oh my god, that's there's a big giant like thing like that happens in your comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wanted them to become friends, and then the other thing, what did I write down? There's several things I wrote down. Oh my god, the laugh out moment for me, like the biggest laugh this movie got out of me, is when they got in the cab and the cab driver starts driving. But the thing that got me, like, oh my god, that's hilarious, is that the cab driver gets shot in the fucking head, and then they have to drive the car. I
And
thought that
she's
was
just like
hilarious.
driving on top of him and they're arguing. They're like, why would you put your turn signal on? That's a terrible habit. She's like, that is a reasonable habit in every other circumstance.
Oh yeah, and the other thing that was like, it was a great joke, but I felt like it was in the wrong movie. It felt like it should have been in a Naked Gun movie. Is when they tell the hitman Russian chick like, okay, she's up there in the booth with her sniper rifle, and the boss who's telling her, they're like, shoot the two dumb American women, and she keeps going to these dumb American women in the park, and she's like, this is tough because they're all over
They're
the
all
place.
dumb American women.
They're all dumb. I'm like, oh my god, that's like a perfect like Naked Gun joke, because it starts out like okay, and then it starts getting worse and worse. Like they're vomiting, and then they're like pooping in the street or something. I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god, I was shocked that Cy Abelman was in this. Cy Abelman is from the Coen brother movie Simple Man, or I think it's called Simple Man. He's the guy who's in that apartment, who's supposed to be the dad's friend.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
The
Cy
one who's
Abelman.
like giving the massage, you know, just like
Yes,
yep, yep,
yes.
yep.
Oh
Oh,
my
here we
god.
go. Oh, here's the massage. Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And you know what's funny about that scene, Sarah? I swear to God, I thought it was going to go there, but it didn't go there, and I wish it did. Because they're already talking about diarrhea and pooping and farting and stuff like that. I wish that scene, because that scene, Mila Kunis is like sick and throwing up. And she can't, like, she's trying to make Kate McKinnon swallow it, but Kate McKinnon can't swallow it. There's a shot where she falls down towards the butt. I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna try to pull down the pants and shove it up her ass?
Oh,
And Kate McKinnon be like, no, I don't want to. She's like, come and take it. I thought that was gonna happen, because if you watch that shot, it's so hilarious, because she lands next to the butt, and I was like, oh my god, she's gonna say, I gotta do this. She's like, no, stop it, I don't want it in my butt. I thought that's gonna happen. It didn't happen. And then I think that's all my notes I had for the movie. But yeah, that's I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious. I wish that happened. And I don't know if we were supposed to believe that she flushed it down. I'm like, no, she put it in her holes. I know she did. I know she did. She did do that.
He's
And the
smarter
whole time, because I found out in recent interviews that Mila Kunis is really like English is her second language. Because if you catch her in her interviews, she'll be like talking like this, like she has like moose and squirrel kind of accent, and the whole movie I'm like looking closely, like, oh my god, does she fall into that accent? Does she do it? Because I just recently, because it was the 25th anniversary or 50th anniversary, 30th I should say, of Family Guy. And during the interview, they all make fun of how she talks and how she can't say certain words because of her language. And I was like watching the whole movie. I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna do something? Is she gonna say something funny? Is it gonna happen? Oh my gosh! And then one other note I would have done, but with the twist at the end, I don't think it really would have worked. But I was kind of hoping that the boyfriend was subtly teaching Mila Kunis spy shit without her knowing. Because like throughout the movie, she starts like shooting well and all this stuff. I thought it was going to reveal that all the things they went on dates for trained her secretly.
That's interesting.
But they didn't do that, because the twist ending I don't really get. Because with the twist, I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers away. But with the twist, I was like, wait a minute. So he and that. But anyway, it's a spy movie. like my movie, it doesn't make any damn sense anyway. Because who am I to complain? Because mine, spoilers for mine, because mine's 20 years old. Yours is recent, so it's like people still haven't seen it yet. But
Right.
mine, you had a chance. You had 20 years.
You got 20
Mine,
years.
mine, mine has like an ending that like none of the stuff in the movie matters because it was all
I
lies.
Oh my God, I had to go and read several synopses of your movie. Like, what? Who? What? And I really paid attention this time. I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand. My brain cannot comprehend all of the twists and turns and stories.
Yes, but we'll get to mine.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so pitch me your sequels, and I'll
Okay.
throw in some of my ideas as well because I
Okay.
kind of have a loose one for yours
Ooh,
as
all
well.
right. All right. All right. So I have two ideas, right? Okay. And I
Yes.
did co-brainstorm a little bit with ChatGPT because I'm not a writer. So, but gave me some preliminary ideas and I'm gonna run with them. So first sequel is The Spy Who Married Me. And it's obviously like the follow-on story to, and the main character's name is Audrey, and then the blonde McKinnon is Morgan Freeman, right? Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah,
Joke.
that was the joke at the
Yep.
end.
Yep. So I think Audrey and Sam Hewen, which his character name is Sebastian.
Okay.
They've been dating a while, right? They're doing the spy thing, and like it like cuts in on like the end of a crazy spy mission, and like he pops the question, and they're like, please marry, and it's all exciting, and then fast forward to like the engagement party, right? And the wedding planner that they hired turns out to be like an arms dealer or something, like a drug dealer, right? Like they're just
Yes.
wedding planning on the side. And they find out from this engagement party because there's some weird shit going on. And so then it just kind of follows, like it's kind of like Bridesmaids meets spy movie, right? You have
Yes.
like the host of girls, the bride, like the different bridesmaids who all turn out to be like,
Oh yeah, they all have their different skills.
yeah,
That would
yeah.
be hilarious. Okay, yes,
Ooh,
I
but
could see
actually,
this.
maybe this is the third. Maybe this is the third movie because the second movie might come before my other idea. Okay, anyways, we'll keep that.
Okay, yep, we'll
Put
keep
a pin
going.
in
Yep.
it. But so then the bridesmaids go. They're all like quirky spy women, and they're like slowly uncovering this like major arms deal. And they go undercover into like somebody else's wedding, and they become like that Kate McKinnon's the caterer, and like Mila Kunis is like the celebrant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it all culminates in like the hilarity of the craziness of those two going and doing things together, right? And then at
Yes.
the end they finally get to get married, right?
Yeah.
There's lots to fill in there, but that's the idea. But then the other idea, which actually I think there's a second, this is the second movie, and The Spy Who Married Me, this is the third. I think the
Yes.
second movie is like Spy School, where Kate McKinnon and Mila Kunis come together to like start training other quirky like people you wouldn't expect to be spies. And it's like this one's like Pitch Perfect meets spy movie, right? So it's all like crazy women coming together and like the hijinks of going through spy school, and maybe like during one of their training missions it like turns into an actual, like they accidentally stumble upon something that's crazy, like in a grocery store, like they're laundering money or something
Yeah.
happening there. And all these girls have to, it's like the sisterhood. The notion is sisterhood, and they
Yes.
come together and they build this like really tight friendship, and it gets just extra crazy and hilarious. And then the third movie would be The Spy Who Married Me, where like they're all the bridesmaids and they're all like doing crazy spy stuff.
Yeah, that would be funny because you have to introduce them first, and then the third one it would all
Yes,
work out.
yes.
Yes. I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
It's okay. So mine, when I was watching it, I was kind of thinking just because I think Hollywood's a little bit lazy, so they would just call it The Spy Who Dumped Me Too, or if they could, I would try to do like you can only get dumped twice. Something like keep it with the James Bond theme, like you only live twice, you only
Okay,
get dumped
okay.
twice. So like again, she got dumped, but this time like there's a little backstory, so maybe like he left her at the altar
Oh.
and
Sam,
she
he would never.
I don't know. He looked evil. When I watched this movie, I'm like, he looked evil. He had like the eyebrow thing going on. I'm like, he looks mean. So anyway, they dumped again, and it's been a few months, but they have to work together again.
Ooh.
And this mission would be sort of like where they have to go rogue, where they have to go on their wits to figure it out, because we can't have them being top spies because we have to have the hilarity of them not having spy
Yep.
tech.
Mm-hmm.
So they go rogue, and this is when they could steal stuff again and run into other people. And like, we got to get some Fred Armisen in there. We got to get him as like the French guy, Scoozy, and then we got to do. Let's see what else you could do. I think it has to be a female villain,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps like a Gal Gadot type, or maybe Rachel Weisz.
Or like an actual female spy who's like really badass, and they end up like working with her.
Maybe maybe they're working for it, but then they at the end they're like, oh my god, the twist is that she's actually the bad one.
Yeah. I would like that. I like that.
Yes,
Double cross.
yes.
I like
Double
this.
cross. Yes. And then we get introduced to Mila Kunis's parents at some point because we saw the other parents. So we have to see the Mila Kunis parents. We got to go down that route.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe bring in like Dustin Hoffman and like Michelle Pfeiffer or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Bring them in, and then they have to find that guy again, her ex-hubby, and then they get back together, and at the end it's an actual wedding where they go through.
I like this.
So we fix it at the end. We basically do the same. We're doing a Ghostbusters. We're doing the same thing again, but bigger.
Love it.
And this time I feel like there should be a better balance between the action and hilarity, because the first one I felt like the action was like really amazing, and the comedy, well, it was there. I felt like, I don't know, like there was needed to find the right tone. I think we need to find the right tone for this.
Kind of like what's the movie? The British spy action hero movie. Oh, what is it? The Golden Triangle is the sequel, but I can't.
Oh, Kingsman.
Kingsman, kind of like that mix of that, like humor.
A mix of that, yes. And I think with this one, I think we have to go all out because they hinted at the farts and the booty stuff in the first one. We got to go all out.
We got to go all in.
If they had a full frontal man in the first one, we got to have full frontal in this one.
Right.
So what I didn't really fully understand that because he's doing all this shtick, but he's actually a spy, and I'm like, did he have to go all out naked for his job? He could just got in there and killed them
but he was
when they got there.
He was a spy, but he was also like skeezy.
Yeah, I know. He was like going all out in his role, and it's like he didn't have to. Like the minute Mila Kunis got there, he could have just shot the blonde and her, but no, he went all out. Got
it's like I'm in. I've done character development. I am in this. The other thing I'd want to see in the sequel is I was thinking it'd be kind of funny if they opened up on the Russian assassin's funeral, and like the only two people who showed up were Audrey and Morgan,
and she has a twin.
and they're like, you know, they're being like, you know, she was so sweet, but kind of an asshole, and like making up this whole story about her as her eulogy.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. But then she definitely has a twin. So we could have that character back. Or even just be funny where she comes back and they're like, I thought you died. Do you look like you died? I think we do that. I don't even have the funeral. We'll just have her come back and then she's like their friend.
She like comes back and she wants to be friends with them. She's like, I've seen a new leaf. I had a near-death experience, and it's like this crazy twist. And then she wants. She's like, absolutely. I want what you have.
I want what you have. Like you think that's right. That's how it opens. Like that's the opening thing where.
Oh, maybe she's one of the spy trainees.
She sneaks into the room like it's Mila Kunis' house, and she sneaks in there, and you think she's going to kill them. But she's actually hurt, and she's like, I need your help, and you're the only ones I can trust.
Yes.
And that leads on to the story.
Oh
but
my
it's
god,
so
that'd
funny.
be so epic.
But like, I really think it would be hilarious that it's just the same character, even though we saw her.
Okay,
we're going spoilers, yeah. Like through her chest, like it's this big giant spike through her chest. But like, we just have her come back.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because I think that's just funny. That's just funnier to me that like in every one of these movies have like one character who this like horribly dies, and then they just keep coming back. No explanation. They just keep coming back.
I love it.
Yes, absolutely.
It would also be fun to get like a little prequel action, like, you know, maybe in the second movie that, you know, they do the flashbacks to show like moments of the friendship that like relate to what's happening.
Because you always have to go back to the beginning. Because
I gotta go back to the beginning, like how they met, you know, and like kind of friendship journey. That could be real fun.
Yep, and then we could do that plot thing that never happens in real life. where they get upset at each other and have to separate.
No, we can't do it. We can't do
We
it.
have to do it.
No.
We have to do it for the sequel.
No.
To be like, you're always getting me in trouble. You're always doing the wrong thing. You're always dragging me down. And she's like, but it's me. And then we have flashbacks to when they're met. And
the other plot twist I was thinking that could be fun in a sequel is if Morgan Freeman's character somehow ends up marrying the douchey assassin.
I thought you were going to say that actually meets Morgan Freeman. Like, they have to save him.
Oh my God, that would be so fantastic.
That would be funny.
Yes.
Like they have to go to some party, and that like you have to what do you call it? You have to meet somebody there. There's a contact there,
and it's Morgan Freeman.
Freeman.
That would be so epic.
That would be hilarious. Yep, you got to bring Morgan Freeman back, and since you have Scully, maybe have David Duchovny as like the other FBI, like the head of the CIA or something.
Yes.
That would be funny because you got to have some reference. Got to have some reference, and then. Oh man, who else could we squeeze in for a cameo? Probably like Seth MacFarlane, because it's Mila Kunis.
For sure.
Yes. Oh my God, there has to be something in a plane. I want to see them jump out of the plane with parachutes.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Morgan Freeman's character is like, don't worry, I've taken I'm a certified
skydiver. And she's not. She's like a scuba diver, and she's like, I thought that's what it meant. I thought that's what skydiving was. Like, why would you say that? It has sky in the name. Like, no, I heard diving, so I thought it was diving. Oh my God, yes.
I took it at the New York Trapeze School. It was like an add-on course.
Yes. Oh my God, and they have to catch each other because that's the thing. They have to catch each other because yep, it's perfect. I could see this. They have to go rogue. The Russian girl's back.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman cameos. This is good stuff.
This is good stuff.
I can see it. I could definitely see it.
Also, on the vein, just going back to bad accents,
Yes.
Sam Heughan is Scottish, and I do have to say he does a really poor British accent. You can't get the Scotsman out of that man. Like, it was real rough, and I'm a big Sam Heughan fan. But every time, I'm like, why did they make you British? Like, you could have just been Scottish; it would have been fine.
Yeah, they could have just done that. I don't get that.
It's so similar. It's not similar for all the Scots out there who do not want to be English, but like, you really could have made him Scottish, and it probably would have made him way more sexy. By the way.
What was I thinking? Oh yeah, so there was a woman in the movie. I'm like, I know her from something.
Oh,
and it was killing me.
It was if you watched Ted Lasso, the CIA.
No, but I figured out who it was.
Who?
So it's the friend who's like, oh my God, he was such a good boyfriend, but he shouldn't have been with you. He was way better than you.
Oh
that girl.
Uh-huh.
She's the one in Batman versus Superman who goes to court to say that Superman killed her village. And I was like, oh my God, that's who that is. Because I was watching her and I'm like, she seems familiar. And then at the end, when she's getting interviewed, I was like, okay, now that's very familiar. I know her from something. So today I was like thinking, like, where is she from? I was like, Batman versus Superman. Yes, I know her.
Love it.
Oh, I thought that was funny too. How she's working at Trader Joe's, and then she's like, this is the point where they probably throw me in the back of a van.
Then he's like, this is going to be real awkward. Get in the van.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yep. So, is there anything more you got to say? Or I think I gave all my ideas because I want like parachute Morgan Freeman. That would be all great.
I like that. I like it. I think. The only other one I have is maybe Ashton Kutcher cameo because he's been in a bunch of spy assassin movies and like he's married to Mila Kunis and that 70s show.
Oh, I wonder who owns Spy. Remember the what's her name? McCarthy. Is it Jenny McCarthy? What's her name?
Jenny McCarthy.
The bridesmaid McCarthy.
Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy is.
Oh my God! If Melissa McCarthy was in this movie.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Wait. One more idea for a sequel. It could be like 21 Jump Street. Like they meet like the other like quirky spies that are like in their 50s, right? And they're best friends, and it's like Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock from The Heat. Oh my God, that would be the best. Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Mila Kunis. I would lose my shit. I would lose it.
That's your Avengers movie.
That's my Avengers. Like all of them together. Oh my God, if they did a Heat Spy Who Dumped Me crossover, my life
I
would be.
was I was thinking the Spy crossover where it would be Melissa McCarthy and
Oh,
Jason
yep,
Statham.
yep.
Yes.
But Sandra Bullock and Melissa
Sandy Bullock.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Oh my god. Yes, then she could fall down in the street. Oh my god. That'd be
And they
perfect.
all get drunk. There's like or there's like a Vegas cameo in it where they all go to Vegas and it's just absolutely bonkers. It's crazy.
They have to go to Vegas. I don't know.
Obviously.
I don't know why, but I'm just picturing. Maybe it was because I just watched Scary Movie, and I think there's a similar scene in that where they just vomit. They're all just vomiting.
Yes.
Where they're like, "Hang on, don't vomit. You're gonna choke," and then just have a projectile, and then they vomit. So it's like two projectiles.
It's like, and then
And
the
they're like,
fountain is in the background, and the fountain's doing the same thing.
"Yes, oh my god!" And they're like, "No, don't look at me, don't look at me." So they turn the other way to vomit, and it's like a fan,
Oh my God.
and it goes like right back on them. Oh my god. Yes. I want them just to vomit and poop.
Yeah. I mean, more of that. Always. Always.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Oh my
Okay. So, what's your Rosenbaum? How many roses do you
It's
give?
3. It's a 3.
It's
I've
a
watched
3?
this movie like probably 50 times. I love this movie. It just it's such a feel-good movie for me. It's like, I don't have to pay a lot of attention. I just put it on the background and I just cackle. I cackle for an
Yes.
entire hour and a half. So it's a 3.
Oh, it's. I thought it was longer because whenever I bought it on
Or 2
Vudu,
hours, whatever it is.
yeah, it's like I was like, oh my god, why is it so long? But yeah, it is definitely one of those movies you put on the background and you just pop in whenever you want. I agree
Yes,
with that.
yes.
I agree. I give it for me. I gotta give it 1 rose. 1 rose
Okay.
maybe for me. 1 rose.
That's
1
not
rose.
bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
1 rose.
Yeah.
So now we get to my pick, and oh my gosh! So just to give everyone a thought of my thought process, I had so many different movie ideas. My original one was going to be Vacancy, but then I found out there was a Vacancy sequel, but it was a prequel, and I was like, I don't want to break the rules. I want to keep it there, so I'm like, let me pick Basic, because when I was a kid, I saw this movie and I loved it because I thought, oh my god, that's so cool. Where there's like 3 different versions of the same story, and it's like you got to figure it out. So, for those who don't know, this movie is from 2003, starring John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, and some other cool people that you point at them and say, yeah, I know who that person is. So they're all in this movie, and it's come from the guy who directed my favorite movies ever, Die Hard, Last Action Hero, Predator, Hunt for Red October. He directed this. So it's about like this ranger who gets called in because there's been like this training exercise that's gone wrong, and they requested a ranger, and he's kind of shady himself. He's like a DE agent who is under like probation, or he's being investigated, and they're like, we have to get you because he doesn't know who you are. So then he starts asking questions, and Connie Nelson's there. I think that's Wonder Woman's mom. So they're there, and they're trying to figure this out. They're like, what's going on? Because there was only these 2 guys that survived out of like 6 or 7 that went into the jungle. So only 2 came back. And they're like, what happened? And every time they go to these people, it's a different version of the story or a different lie. And then there's like a twist where you find out that one of the people isn't even who they say they are. They're a different character. They go in there, they get the final version of the story. And then when you think everything is solved, John Travolta says, you just got to tell the story right. And then you're like, what? What? So she starts thinking about it, and she's like, wait a minute, this happened and that happened. And then you get to the end, full on spoilers, you find out most of the movie was bullshit. The simple story is that Samuel Jackson found out that they were selling painkillers and cocaine, and that they were going to kill him on this training exercise. So he faked his death, and his whole crew faked their deaths because they knew what was going to happen because they're all good guys. So they killed the 2 people who were involved with it. I forgot the names. I think it was Pike, and then the other guy was
Kendall.
Kendall. Kendall was the other one who was also involved. And then Harry Connick Jr., who's in this for some reason. And
So
then
random.
So random. So random. So random.
Wait,
He was,
is that?
yes. He's the only one who answered and said, yes, I'll be in their movie. I don't know why. For that little blip of time where he wanted to be an actor. Yes. he's in here for some reason, and he's not that good. He's very TV actor. I was watching his scene where he's like, "You broke my goddamn nose," and I could understand how it's supposed to be written, but the way he's performed it, I'm like, "Oh my god, TV actor." Um, there's like it's a cadence. There's a certain cadence in that selling it, and he wasn't selling it for me.
Yeah.
But at the end, you find out it's all bullshit. And I thought that was, I'm like, even now it hits different because when I was a kid, it's like, what? But now it's like, what?
What?
But when as a kid, I literally wrote like outlines. I don't have them anymore. And I don't remember what the hell they were because I wrote outlines as a kid. Because back then I was like creative and had notebooks and all this. But like, I was so interested if you did a basic 2, and this would be my basic 2, where like the only thing you keep is a character named Tom Hardy, and you find out Tom Hardy is just an alias. He doesn't exist. And that Tom Hardy is just like basically like a secret investigator. He could be anything. He could be CIA, DEA, but that's just an alias because if I recall correctly from the behind the scenes from watching 20 years ago, the writer came up with the name Hardy because the Hardy Boys. He really liked the Hardy Boys. And I like that. I'm like, okay, so we'll take that element. Tom Hardy is this character and he has to investigate. And the story I was thinking for the next one would be like, say, like a military group do a heist, and at the end, you'd have to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying. And then I think mine would take more advantage of the different point of view. Like, because now that I'm older, I realize that they're sort of taking this idea from Rashomon. But for more recent people who've probably watched more recent movies, a more recent movie would probably be like Run Lola Run or Vantage Point. Because I like the movie Vantage Point. I think they do it like one too many times. I think you have to do it like 3 times so you don't get too annoyed from the same point of view. But I would like a car chase. I would like some sort of heist. But you see it from different points. And at the end, you find out that the bank was laundering money. That's why they went to the heist, just to bring attention to that bank, and how odd it is that there was like no money there. Because I think that's the twist in the beginning. Like you find out that there's this heist, but there's actually no money in the heist, and you're like, "Where's the money? What's going on?" And then you would realize, "Oh shit, this bank is like somehow involved with like money laundering with," and like you know, it's around the world. They have this like USB that has all the secret devices.
Always.
From around the world. But I think that's what I would do, and it would be a military. We'll keep the military thing in there. We'll keep the basic thing because they dropped the name title in basic. They're like, yeah, murder's basic. I was like, yep. That line in there again, and we have a different Tom Hardy. It doesn't have to be John Travolta. It could just be anybody because I think they'll just drop that line in there where you're like, oh yeah, Tom Hardy did this, that, and the other. It's sort of just like a 007 alias. Like it's not really the same guy, but it's like, yeah, we have that. But that's what I would do. That's my
I like
sequel.
it. I like it. I'd watch
Yes.
it. I'd watch it.
So now that I explained the movie, Sarah, what are your thoughts on this movie? And if you didn't like it, I don't blame you.
I liked it. I
really?
I did. I like movie. I love John Travolta first of all, and like
yes,
Johnny was like in his day, he was pretty good looking. So there's that. Yes. And like I like movies like this where you don't quite know what's going. It's like a bit of a psychological thriller, and you're like trying to put the pieces together. You're like, what is happening? Like I like that for sure. I enjoyed it. I felt stupid at the end of it. I'm like, I'm dumb. Like all these, and then I think part of it too. The one thing I don't like about movies like this and in general is when the action scenes are really dark and like there's a lot of characters and you need to be able to identify the characters.
Yes.
And like I like could not keep like which one's Nunez, which one's who's this, who's that, like what guy, this guy in the hospital, he looks like all the other guys. Like can we just get like some differentiation and like who
there's definitely 2 characters that look too much alike. I think it's Pike. No, not Pike. Pike is the black guy. The fake Pike, I should say.
Don O'Donnell or
yeah, those 2 guys look too similar because you have Giovanni Ribisi and then you have Nunez, who's from like Rush Hour, and then you have like the Mexican guy, black guy, but those 2 white guys look way too similar because they both have like the body shape and the crew cut. I was like, that's too similar, but everyone else.
I'm like, what? Like I could not. My brain. Wait, what's happening? I don't understand. So that was like the one thing I wish there was like a bit. I don't know if it was like they needed different actors or like they needed to like set the story a little bit more in the beginning to give like who's who.
Like introduce the characters because I think all they do is introduce the fake Pike and Kendall
In
and
West.
Ribishi. Yeah. Oh, and West.
Mhm.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, they
Yep.
don't introduce like Oscar and Nunez. They don't introduce any of those people. So when
And
you get dropped in jungle,
I think I get it because they probably want you to feel the way like John Travolta and the lead woman
yeah,
does. Like you have
yeah,
no idea what's going on or who's who. You don't have pictures to faces, you know. So
yeah.
I
Even they don't know because at the end they're like, "Wait a minute,
wait,
the
he's
guy
black.
we yeah, he's black." The whole
Yeah.
time we he switched the
So
dog tags.
I get it. I do. But
Yes.
it would be nice to be a little like give me a little something like so I can at least kind of follow along with because the whole time I'm just like there's like 5 different storylines, there's all these different characters, but then at the so it's kind of funny too, Frank, because I watched it over like I started watching it on like Friday night and I fell asleep. And then I'm sorry, I just looked at the
I
comments
know.
and
It just popped up. When I saw Spy Who Dumped Me, there was a rat in my theater. There was a rat. It's a rat.
um,
Oh my gosh.
so I started watching it on Friday night. I fell asleep and I'm like, all right, I'll finish it on Saturday. So I went to finish it on Saturday and I got to like the last 10 minutes. And
Yes.
my friend was supposed to come over. She came over and I'm like, okay, like, you know, I had to stop it right at the point where she starts following him, and I'm like, oh man, John Travolta's the bad guy, big twist, what the hell, right? So I'm like, for like 4 hours, I'm just assuming this is how the movie's gonna end, and I played the last 10 minutes, and I'm like,
What happened?
what? Like Jackson's still alive. They're all still alive. I'm like, it was
And
the
they're all happy and they don't give a shit.
family. They're all dead, but not dead.
Because the whole movie you've been watching them and they're all arguing and shooting
Yeah,
each other, and at the end you find out they're actually one big family and they all love each other and they're
yeah.
like, we had to
And
get out of this.
I'm like, whoa, this like it was, and it's funny because the way I split it up, it could have been 3 different movies. Because like I think I stopped the first one like right before Mueller or whoever it was in the hospital got poisoned, and
Yeah.
then I went to this, and then it went to here, and it was like very funny. I was always like, oh, how's the movie? I'm like, oh, there was a big plot twist, you know, it turned out different, and then I finished it. I'm like, there was another plot twist.
There's
A
like 6
third
plot twists in the
twist. Yeah,
movie.
so many plot twists.
I kind of like that because they actually do spread them out nice enough to keep you interested.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like that. Mm-hmm.
So it was fun to experience that and like and just be like, wow, you know, when you stop a movie at 10 minutes to the end, you're like, you're not gonna miss much, but you miss the whole point of the movie if you don't finish it.
Sarah, I got a funny story for you. Exactly at the same point where you stopped at 10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
I watched it today and I fell asleep at that point. And I woke up to the end credits going, whoa, Black Betty. I'm like, oh geez, now I gotta rewind it. That I must have been that 10 minutes.
Yep,
It
yep.
was exactly the same. Because it's right at that point where she figures it out and she starts thinking about her own version. Like there's a whole like in her version, she sees John Travolta like
stab him. Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, she's going off like she's going way into the weeds. She's not thinking correctly. Oh my god. But yeah, I love that.
You're like, if anxiety were personified into a vignette, it would be this.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Travolta stabbing Samuel Jackson. That's anxiety wrapped up.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I think if I were to do a sequel, I'd actually go the prequel route for this one.
Oh,
like, I want the backstory of like John Travolta and West and like how did the 8 come to be? Because the thing that I'm confused about were, and I had to go read like I said, like 3 movie synopses to finally figure out what the hell happened in this movie. But
yes.
were these people did they already become rangers and they were like going undercover to be rangers again, or did they pull them from ranger training to be part of the 8? Like
Yes.
where, like, you know, they had such camaraderie. I would assume that they all went through ranger training together, but then John Travolta's a colonel, so that means he's like really risen in the ranks. Like, why wouldn't they raise in the ranks?
Right. That was the other reveal at the end. You find out he's a colonel.
And then I love, like, it's the most John Travolta move ever. It's the last second of the movie is just him like, you know,
The whole movie he has all these John Travolta things. I love that.
so
Where
many
it's like,
John Travolta things.
I think it's like you know why they hired him, and he's doing exactly everything. Like there's like scenes where he's like laying on the table, or he's like saying these certain things, like "How about them Yankees" or whatever,
Yep.
and doing the little tick. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it did. I'm not gonna lie. It made me. I don't know if you remember this movie, Frank, or if you've ever seen it, but it really made me want to watch Wild Hogs again.
I believe you. Yes, I have seen Wild Hogs, and there's still people asking for sequels because old man William H Macy was at the Planet of the Apes premiere, and they were still asking about Wild Hogs, and he's like,
It would be
"Yes,
such a good like John Travolta. That is like a pin ultimate John Travolta movie. But anyways, so
Wild Hogs." Yeah, that's another movie that deserves a sequel. We got, oh, except Ray Liotta's passed away now. That's the sad thing.
oh, that is sad. Well, that could be like Big Lebowski moment for that. You know what I'm saying? Like the
They
Wild
got to
Hogs'
pour his
final
ashes.
journey. Yes. Um. Anyways, I want a prequel because I want to know like John Travolta and Wes or Samuel Jackson, like they didn't like each other, but like how did they come to start liking each other? Like I want to see why West was the way he was. I want to see how they all came into each other's life.
Yeah, that could be interesting. How the Section 8 actually started, and it
Yeah,
sounds like they were all goofballs because it doesn't even sound like they were. I don't know. Like maybe Wes isn't who they say he was either. That's the other
maybe.
thing, because Wes seems really angry in the storyline, but that all could be a lie because at the end he's very friendly and he was like, "Yeah, they would have killed me," and I was like, Section 8 is like more like oddballs or screw buckets or whatever. I was like,
Yeah,
maybe he's just like a nice girl, or what do you call it? I think what
a
is it,
drill
a
instructor.
general? Drill instructor, yeah, like maybe he's a nice drill instructor. And the whole time we're told like, oh yeah, he's the biggest asshole, but meanwhile he's a decent guy.
But I feel like if a prequel were to follow basic structure, it would have to be told from like, it's kind I could see it taking a couple like you could go the serious psychological thriller route, but you could also go like the more lighthearted route where they're all like
Yes.
the new woman is like, so how did this come to be? And they're all telling this story differently, and you have to figure out at the end like what was the actual way they came together.
Yes, that would be cool. I like that. I do like that. Like, how'd you meet? And then they all have different stories of how they met
Yes,
because
yes,
that's how they see it. Like, I
yep,
actually met him at this point.
yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be great. I do like that. Yes. We have another comment here from Shane Ford. I gotta be honest. I really don't remember anything about the spy who dumped me, except for the part when the naked guy got shot and fell out the window.
Yes.
Shane, we did mention the naked guy.
Is there anything else to remember? Honestly, no, I'm just kidding.
I do like how they hit the brakes and the guy falls forward and he gets hit by the bus. I was like, yes,
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you, movie.
Oh, I love this
I
movie.
think I like the brutal kills. I'll say that. I love the brutal kills in that movie because I think like, every kill was overly brutal.
Yes, like the scene where they're all shooting in the restaurant. Like
Yes,
that
they
scene was
all
so
kill each
brutal.
other.
Yes, and they're all dead, and it's only Sam Hugh and Sebastian at the end who stands. Like
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking the crazy reference you could do is that Mila Kunis's mom could be like what's her face, Helen Hunt,
ooh,
because remember Paul Reiser is the father to the Kate McKinnon, so
yep.
like a Mad About You reference. That'd be nice. I think
Ooh, I
that'd be
like that. I
hilarious.
like that.
Yes,
Booster action in there.
yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, basic. I enjoyed it. It was. I'd say like give it a try. It's very. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. You never know what's going to happen, and you definitely
Hmm.
need like a good synopsis at the end to figure out what actually happened.
I know. I think this is like the first time I've watched it in a long time, and then it finally clicked of what actually happened because I always just never really understood it. I'm like, okay, so they faked their deaths. I understood that part, but I didn't quite get everything. Because like the thing is, you're so focused on like the murder mystery, but then they start introducing this whole drug cartel, and it's like, oh, this is a new plot twist that had nothing to do with the beginning. It had,
And
it
it's
was just
basically just a cover story to cover
yeah.
for like a secret military group.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
It always makes
That's
me think like people who write like I rewatched Tenant. Have you seen Tenant? It's
yes,
a
I've seen Tenet.
First of all, okay, I have some thoughts on that, but I rewatched it with Ari because I'm like, I know you love this movie, and I'm like, what goes on in this man's head when you write things? Like, how do you think about like how do you write something like this?
I think uh, we can go on a side tangent. We'll do it. We're going down this path, guys.
We're going,
Just
we're going.
follow. Just
Buckle
follow
up.
us. I have this thing that I think Christopher Nolan has this time thing that
Mm-hmm.
he's desperately trying to figure out and get it on screen.
Mm-hmm.
He's desperate trying to do it because he for his first movie Memento, where it's told like in a horseshoe, where you
Mm-hmm.
get the end at the beginning and the beginning at the end kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, where it's
I
telling you in a
haven't seen
different
that
order.
one. Mm-hmm.
There's that Inception, where it's
Inception, love
different
that
in
movie.
different times,
Different
different
parallels.
levels,
Yep.
and then you have like the Prestige, where it's like over time, and then you have different points of view of that, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have Interstellar, which is all about time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a fun fact that I found out that made me tear up. Did you ever see Interstellar?
I did. I love Interstellar.
You know that part when they're on that blue planet or the water planet and the big giant tidal waves?
Yep.
The sad thing that made me tear up because I found out about this fun fact is that because there's music going on that like there's like a ticking thing like bomb
Mm-hmm.
bomb. Every time that happens, it actually represents a year passing on Earth.
Oh.
So when you watch that scene again, he's like, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." And whenever you hear that bong, it represents a year. That's why he did that. Christopher Nolan did the music. He's like, that's
Whoa.
the direction. So when
Yeah.
they leave and go back there, and you find out it's been like 20, what do you call it, 50 years or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because every one of those bongs was representing the time passing. I was like, oh my god! But even that's about time. Interstellar. It's about how
Yeah.
he's losing time and the family. And then Tenet was all about time. And
Backwards and
then
forwards.
and Dunkirk is weird time because like each section takes place between like half an hour, a
Uh-huh.
day. It's weird.
That
And
one
then
was that one. Like, I also think I had to go read a synopsis after that one because I was so confused. I'm like, what is it? What? Yeah.
he's obsessed with time. He's trying to get it right, and I feel like he finally got it right with Oppenheimer because even that's weird with time, where it's jumping back and forth in time, and then it finally like lines up because it's
Yeah.
like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then it's like present.
Do you think? Because I watched Tenet and I was like, oh, there's a reference to Oppenheimer in Tenet. Do you think he already was working on Oppenheimer when he wrote Tenet, or he already had the idea for it?
He got the idea because Robert Pattinson, who was on the movie, gave him a book about Oppenheimer,
Interesting.
and then he read that book and said, "Oh my god, this is my next movie. I got to do it."
Because there was like they were
Yeah, there was that
talking
line.
was
Yep.
that was a reference to Oppenheimer, and I was like, oh, wait, is this like some awesome like movie Inception right here? Like,
Rick Dalton point, yeah. But yeah, that's why it was Robert
interesting.
Pattinson was like as a gift for, being in the movie, he's like, "Here, get this book because we mentioned Oppenheimer." And then he's like, "Oh, this is cool. I got to do this. I got to do this for my next movie."
We have Twilight to thank for Oppenheimer. Can you imagine that?
We have Twilight to thank for a lot of things. If you think about it. Like without that, we wouldn't have Hunger Games. We wouldn't have Jennifer Lawrence.
That's true. Oh,
We wouldn't have Robert Pattinson. We wouldn't have Kristen Stewart.
that's true.
Because I feel like with Kristen Stewart,
Even
with
Anna Kendrick. We wouldn't have Anna
Anna
Kendrick.
Kendrick,
Yeah.
and then we wouldn't have Pitch Perfect. We wouldn't have Blake Lively with that movie.
Yeah.
It's a big giant like domino
There's
set.
there's a Christopher Nolan timeline something here, like butterfly effect here for the
Yes.
like
And I feel, as I was going to say, that's my other theory. I feel like with the Twilight movies, I feel like Kristen Stewart has complete carte blanche to do whatever movie she wants to do because she's made so much money with those
yeah, she can do whatever.
Twilight movies. She could do whatever.
For sure. For sure. She's like, whatever. I'm gonna do a Christmas movie. Oh, what the hell?
LOL. I forgot Paul Reiser was in this. Yes, the guy from Aliens. He's in The Spy Who Dumped Me. Paul Reiser. Oh yeah, Jane Curtin from SNL. That was weird. That was weird. She was in your movie.
Wait, Paul Reiser. Which one was he?
He was the dad. That's
Oh
why I said Mad About
yeah.
You reference. That's
He
why
is
I
an
wanted.
alien. I forgot he was an alien.
Yeah, he's the one who tries to backstab everybody because he wants them to be impregnated with the facehugger, so he can bring them
Of
back.
course. Of course.
Of
I also
course.
love that Hassan Minhaj was in this movie. I love his stand-up acts, and he was like the perfect character in this movie.
Who do you play?
He was the other agent who was the Harvard
Oh,
graduate.
who wraps his poop?
Double crossed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the one who like, do you just poop into your hand and then wrap it up and put it in the toilet? Like, is that how you poop?
That's one of the weird improv things where I'm like, this is improv. This is like take 5, and they're going with this one. I was like, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So yeah, I believe Christopher Nolan's just trying to work with time.
Yeah.
And Tenet. So with his Tenet movie, I think that one. I think they literally say it. It's like, don't think about it, just go with it. I think there's literally a line that says that. Like, don't think about it, just feel
There
it.
is a line that says that because I watched it. It's my second time watching it, and again, I had to read another synopsis at the end of it because I'm like, I'm too stupid to understand this movie. Still, my second time watching it, I've already read the synopses like 10 times.
Yeah, there's like one shot that goes too quick, but I know it happens because I only seen the movie once,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all up here. Um, Robert Pattinson sacrifices himself for the main character, the protagonist, and he doesn't know it yet. That's the sad thing.
But
He doesn't.
Robert Pattinson knows it the whole time.
That's true. Maybe.
Yeah, he knows. Like it's already happened. He's going backwards. He's doing the pincher maneuver.
I've only seen it once. You probably know more than me. Lol. Oh my gosh. So, how many roses would you give Basic?
I'd say I'd probably do. I'd give it a solid 1. Like
Yeah.
it's enjoyable. I'd watch it again. I liked
Yes.
it. Yeah, but was
I
it like
agree.
the best psychological thriller I've ever seen? No, but
Yeah.
it was.
I agree with you. I'd give it a 1 because even though I own it and it's been a year since I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's about a 1. I wouldn't say, like, oh my God, this is my favorite or, highly recommend, but like 1, like, it's good. I'd
Yeah.
recommend it, but like, it's not like a hard recommend. Be like, if you have time and it pops up on, HBO Max or Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever, give it a check out.
That's only on Disney Plus.
Well, did you hear they're going to do a bundle pack? They're all turning back to cable. There's a bundle pack where HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, and I think another person, they're all coming together to have a bundle pack. And I'm like, oh, you're becoming cable again.
Hey, we've come back to the beginning. It's probably going to be just as expensive as cable. It's so depressing.
Captain Iron Dog for the win.
So basic is just basic.
Just basic. Yes. Yes, Captain Iron Dog. Oh, and Captain Iron Dog, I see that you like Planet of the Apes. It was beautiful. That's amazing. I got to talk about the next show. Can't talk about this show. So, Sarah.
Yes.
I kind of like this theme thing.
It's fun. It was fun.
Yes.
It was creative. It
Yes.
was enjoyable. It made me really I really had to think. I'm like, well, first of all, y'all, you should have seen Frank and I going back and forth trying to find movies.
I know, because it got really bad because I think I wanted to talk about my Dark Universe with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
But when I told my mom the idea, she was like, nope. And then you were like, how about we do like Breaking Wind or what was it called? Catching Fire?
Oh, yeah.
One of the ones.
Hunger Games, the second one.
But we're like, no, we gotta figure this
Frank's
out.
like, I'm turning the wheel. We're not doing it. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, because the way we were texting back and forth so quickly.
Yeah.
I was responding to like 3 texts beforehand, like I like that idea, and then you're like, yes, I'm glad you like the idea. I'm like, no, I meant like further down the line, not this week, like 2 weeks from now or a year from now. Oh my gosh, that was so hilarious. Let's see. Oh man, it's probably lost my comments. Damn it, I should have wrote it down. But what theme should we do next?
What theme should we do next? Okay, so we're going. Let's spitball here. We're going into June.
I'm going to June.
Going in June. We got Father's Day. We got summer. We could also do something like completely unrelated.
Yes, completely unrelated. That's what I was thinking too.
Movie themes.
June. What are we doing in June? What's going on in June? Is it coming out? Oh my gosh, is it really? Hang on,
What is?
Postcat. I gotta check it out. But I don't want to confirm it until I see when it comes out. It is coming out July. Okay, no, hang on. Is that July? Yes, July. Dang, we gotta wait. That's the July episode then.
Okay, what is it?
The July episode is Twister for me.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in years. I used to love that movie as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
It's Juliana says June school's graduation.
Days confused again. No. Let's see. I almost want to do that. There's a movie called Everybody Wants Some, and he did not a sequel, but a spiritual sequel.
Ooh.
Where it's like different kids, and it all takes place 24 hours before the first day of college.
Okay.
Like he like goes to his homing board or whatever, or maybe like the week before college, but like it has like little timestamps.
Hmm.
because the movie ends. Spoiler alert! I'll give full spoilers because I don't know if we're actually going to watch this. But at the end of the movie, they're like, "We made it to class, hurrah for college!" And they're like, and they fall asleep because
Oh
they've been partying and partying and meeting each other and making friends. And the end of the movie, first day of college, and they're like, it made me laugh. I love it.
my, love it.
One of the reasons why I want you to see it is because it's got Glenn Powell in it. I don't know if you've seen Anyone But You yet. Have you seen that?
Not yet. It's on my list.
Oh my god, that's such a
Is it good?
Sarah movie.
It's good.
Such a
Okay.
Sarah movie.
Ooh.
It's such a Sarah movie. Although I don't think they poop though.
I mean,
Yes.
not every movie can have comedic genius in it, but
It's like I know we all poop, but not every movie poops.
not everybody, right? Not everybody poops.
Okay, so we did sequels. What could the theme be?
We also have season 2.
Two twos.
Twos.
Two of something. Is there any famous birthdays in June? Let's look at that. Maybe we could pick like an actor.
Ooh, actor themes. We've done that. We did it with Adam Sandler a couple months ago.
Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, we did. Actor birthdays.
We got June themes, Pride Month, Donut Day. Let's see, we got Flag Day, Great Outdoors Month.
Paul
Summer.
Giamatti was born June 6th.
Oh, I love Paul. I love me some Paul. Oh my God, what if we watched what's like a Big Fat Liar?
Oh my god, we just watched Big Fat Liar. That's the only thing we
That's
watched.
it. The only movie.
Liam Neeson, June 7th. Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman, Nicole Kidman, Mark Wahlberg. Oh my god, Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me look. I gotta find it. So I asked on Twitter, and the only person who responded was Captain Iron Dog.
Love it.
So I gotta find it. I'll look it up. Look it up. Big Fat Liar and the Holdovers. Hilarious. I'll just type in Sarah. Because I'm like, Sarah and I want to talk about something. There we go. Here we go. Captain Iron Dog's thoughts were... It's loading.
Let's see.
It's loading. It's loading. There we go.
Okay.
3D animated versus 2D movies. Adaptation of a certain book.
Oh, we did talk about the book movie.
Happy ending versus bad ending.
Oh,
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
That's a good one.
Horror or childhood film.
Ooh.
I kind of like the happy ending versus bad ending.
It does go with our aesthetic.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Let's do it.
But ironically, how about we switch it? Where I pick the happy ending and you pick the sad ending.
The dark movie.
Or should we like flip a coin? How should we do this?
I don't know. Oh, I have to think of movies that what movies have really devastated me, and I've gotten so angry at the end of it. I don't know. I just watched The Challengers. It was very unsatisfying at the end. So unsatisfying.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's
You seen it yet?
I knew that's gonna be a movie I have to rent at home. It's not one I'm gonna see in the theater.
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
I know everyone says it's good, but it's like, I have there's certain movies coming out and I have to pick and choose.
That's fair.
Because just like 2 weeks ago we had to do a double feature, and we barely made it to the second movie because we missed like the first half an hour, but we still made it. But like we saw Fall Guy and Phantom Menace.
I want to see Fall Guy so bad.
Fall Guy's good. Fall Guy's good. But you could see it either way. See it streaming or see it in a theater. It's not a strong theater. Like if you're gonna like a strong theater, I just mentioned it, was Planet of the Apes. That's a strong theater movie. If you're into that. I don't know if you're into that.
I don't know. I don't know if I
do. Pretty good. I heard the soundtrack was good for the Challengers. Oh
It
my
was.
god.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
The first time I heard the soundtrack, someone put the soundtrack to this cat chase video. So this cat
Oh my god.
had like a little camera on him.
Yep.
and he saw a cat in his territory and he was like growling at him and he started chasing him and it was like and it just looked like the speeder chase from Star Wars because he's just chasing
Love
this
that.
cat down. It's hilarious. Oh my
I
gosh.
have to look that up.
If I could find it, I'll send it to you
Okay,
in a
great.
text. But oh my gosh, that video clip, it's just like and they're just going through that. It's awesome. I love that. But yeah, I think
I do
Captain
have to
Iron
say
backs onto it.
the worst movie I've seen besides Ferrari, next to Ferrari, the worst movie I've seen this year was Damsel. That shit was
Oh yeah. No. It's Millie Bobby Brown. No.
No, you're like, no, I'm not doing it. It's too bad. It's too bad of an ending.
No. Here's the thing with Millie Bobby Brown. It's like she really reminds me of that scene from Wayne's World where they're like, "I will not bow to any sponsor," and she keeps holding up all these things like a pizza box or a lipstick, a lip gloss, a water bottle, like a drink, a bottle. Like she does all these things. I'm like, oh my god, she's just sponsored.
That's fair.
She just these does. Oh, she doesn't even watch movies. I think she
Really?
said something. There was like a quote, a famous Millie Bobby Brown quote, where she's like, "I don't know who has the time to watch movies," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh my god, you watch movies or you do TV shows?" It was something crazy where she's like, she doesn't watch TV shows or movies. It was something like that.
Easy.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like,
know my life. I always, because Ari before me didn't have a TV. I'm like, what did you do? What do you? He's like, I don't know. I watch YouTube shorts. I'm like, what do you do without TV? What do you do at night to decompress? I don't understand.
And this, I know because I have a friend, Becky. I love Becky, but like I don't know how she watches movies. Like I guess like she doesn't like not knowing the ending, so she'll look up the ending before the ending happens. And I'm like, why? Let's just let the movie happen. Let the movie happen. What is that? It's so weird. And then like she has like a whole different taste where it's like I can't even figure it out. I used to be like, oh yeah, you could watch this movie, you could watch that movie, but her taste is like I can't even tell. I can't tell. I can't gauge it.
You're like, I am unsure about you.
I am unsure. Like you need to pick your movies. Because I used to do that. I used to be able to be like, let's see, yeah, you like that kind of movie? Yeah, I know who you are. I know who you
I mean, you got me now. Like you know exactly.
I wanted to ask you that since we're here now, we're doing the episode. Have you noticed any theme was mine? Like, because I've been wondering that because I see these movies and like, okay, Sarah has a specific thing.
You're like, if I had to categorize you with like a user persona of
Yes.
movies, it would be
Yes.
like nostalgia king.
Okay,
Like
that's fair.
you like older movies, you like kind of dark. It's either like most of the movie. It's funny. It's like it literally looks like our background. You like dark movies. You like kind of fucked up things. Like you want to watch like like either
That's
horror,
right. I gave you Watchmen. Oh my god, I gave you.
uncut gems. Like
Oh my god. That's right.
like what's the other one we watched with Robert Downey Jr. and like
Oh, Scanner Darkly. Oh my god.
yeah, Scanner Darkly. Like we have like it's full on like the nostalgia Dark Knight. That's what
It really is. It's everything from like high school and further back in time. It's nothing current. I think the most current thing are like Uncut Gems and Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro was, and that was because our theme of those like movies that just came out.
And even Maestro is sort of like a weird one, like that kind of actually fits me because it's like long takes,
Yep.
actor focus, and it has like this person who has sort of like a fucked up life and they got to figure it out.
Yep. Nostalgia Dark Knight. Frank.
Oh my god, here he is. That's insanely accurate. Yes.
Just nailed it.
Yes, I'm like Nostalgia King, and you're like Laugh Riot, and they vomit in each other's mouths, and they laugh about it. And like they throw each other like girl power. We're friends.
Yes. Yep. That's me.
Oh my god! Speaking, that is my favorite scene though. That like from your movie, The Spy Who Dumped Me. I think that's what we forgot to do too. We forgot to pick our favorite scenes.
Right.
So we'll do that now. My favorite scene from your movie is definitely when they're being tortured by that Russian girl and they start admitting all the truths and she's like, how do you know that much about each other? And they're like, we're friends. We're best friends. I was like, oh my gosh.
She had lice as an adult. Oh, Morgan has adult HPV or as HPV.
You do too. Oh my gosh. So what's your favorite scene from your movie?
Oh my god, there's so many good scenes. Okay,
Oh
there's
my
like
god, what has happened?
there's so many scenes that make me cackle. Like I do that is a highlight, but I'm not going to pick the same scene.
Yes.
I also really love the scene where they're trying to steal the passports from the Australian girls,
Oh my
and they're
god,
like,
yes.
"Do you want to be these girls in Europe, or do you want to be those girls in Europe?" They're like, "We want to be those girls in Europe." And they go up to these hot girls from Australia. Whereas if they went up to the other girls, they probably would have given them their passports easily, but they wanted to be those girls in Europe. Or like
Yes.
the one liner where Morgan's like, "Do you want to have died never going to Europe, or do you want to have died being in Europe?" She's like, "Why are those my
Where's
two
my
choices?"
license? Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
About
I'm trying to
Basic. What was your favorite scene?
basic favorite scene in Basic. I'm trying to think.
I feel
I,
like all
I
the scenes I remember are just like
they're
people in a
dark.
jungle,
they're,
rainy, and getting shot. Like,
I know it's like the same four locations. I gotta say that it's kind of boring visually, but like I think my favorite part is where the girl thinks she has it figured out, and her mind is going in all these different directions, and she's going through this thing, and it's all like shady. It's like in the middle of like this like party, and she has all these different visions, and she's like repeating all these different lines from the movie, like gotta tell the story right. I wanted him dead. I wanted him dead, and she thinks she has it solved, and it's none of that.
the anxiety vignette.
Yes, the anxiety vignette, and
Yes.
including, I love that they actually had Travolta show up for that one shot where he just had to stab. He had to go to that
Yep.
location.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god, just for that one shot. Because he's not even supposed to be there. She just thinks he was there. And I love that in her vision, he's not in a different outfit. He's in
No,
the
same
jeans
thing.
and the
Like just
t-shirt.
the black, like not wearing anything.
Oh my god, that was so hilarious. I'm like, oh my god, she just thinks he's a cartoon character where he's always wearing the black
Yes.
t-shirt and blue jeans.
Yes.
Like, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
Colonel.
Oh my gosh. I guess, did you have a favorite scene? Probably
I
not.
think like my favorite scene was probably it's boring, but the end because I like when they all come together and they're like, "So you're not Nunez and you're not whoever," and they're all
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
"Una cerveza, por favor," like let's drink and party. And I like when I also really like I don't know why it's not even a significant scene, but I just really loved when they got out of the car in Panama and they were dancing in the streets. I just thought I'm like, I love that. Like that is like Saturday Night Fever, Grease. Like we got John Travolta dancing in the street, like perfect.
You got him singing in the beginning. You got him dancing at the end. They worked
Yep.
it all in.
Yep.
It's perfect. Perfect. So yeah. So we got the favorite scenes, and then. So did you like that theme for Happy
I do,
Ending?
but I feel like I'm gonna need some time to think it over, and we also have to decide who's getting the good ending, who's getting the bad, but also like who dictates what's a good ending and bad ending. I guess like whoever picks.
Yeah, I guess whoever picks, right? Like it would
Yeah.
be up to you. So audience, if you're still here, Captain Iron Dog or whoever the three are here, who do you think should get the happy ending or sad ending? We'll leave it up to you. We'll give you a couple seconds to figure this out if you're still here. If you're still here. Hopefully you're still here. Somebody's here.
We definitely took a chance.
Juliana, Captain Iron Dog, Shane. Who gets the happy ending? Who gets, or do we both, or are we gonna have like our Christmas mindset?
Oh my
we
god,
should,
double feature.
yeah, where we pick two movies. We both pick our happy ending and sad ending.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Because even right now, I've been trying to watch movies I want to watch, and it's always hard to try to squeeze them in.
Ooh, Juliana, and Captain Iron Dog. Double feature is better.
Double features better. Oh my gosh. Frank happy ending with tears. Oh my god, maybe I should go with the tears. Sarah, I don't know if you watch my other show, but when I do my live streams, but like I get teary eyed when I talk about movies. Certain movies.
You do that with us too. It's endearing.
I think it was Maestro where I teared up. Yes, for sure. And I'm trying to think about the other one I teared up. I know it was recent. I keep forgetting, but like I tear up all the time when I talk about certain movies where it's like, oh my god, I thought this happened.
Okay,
Yes.
you get happy ending with tears. It's you.
Okay, and then you get the bad ending or sad ending.
Okay.
Okay, I trust you.
The first movie that came to mind, but it's funny because it's a book movie, and the book ending is shit, but they changed the movie ending so it's happy. But it was My
Yes.
Sister's Keeper. I used to love that book, and the movie ruined it for me because it's supposed to be a sad ending. She's supposed to die at the end.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no,
Spoiler
sorry.
alert.
Sorry alert.
Spoiler alert for those who are watching. For My Sister's Keeper.
Post spoiler alert.
Oh my
I feel like
gosh.
I'm gonna need some time to think through this. What would be
Yes.
like? Because I know
Yes.
there's plenty of movies where I've walked away and been like so mad. Like, is that
Yeah.
really it ended?
Because like the first ending that I think is like sad and dark, right away, is Seven. But like,
Is that with
like
Ryan Reynolds?
no, Seven is the one with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
You've never seen Seven?
I don't,
Oh my god.
have I seen Seven? Seven.
Oh
No,
my god.
it's from 1995. It's on brand.
Oh my god, Sarah,
I've never seen
Sarah.
Seven.
Oh my
No,
god. I kind of want to give you that because it fits with my theme, but I've already been told
already
pick
committed.
happy ending. I've already picked it. Okay. Okay. I'll give you time.
Okay.
So you'll think about it, and I'll think about it. So
Then
go
we'll
from
have
there.
like a text frenzy going back and forth where I somehow try to get you to watch the second Catching Fire movie.
And I'll be like, "This wasn't sad. This was just catching fire." You'll be like, "That was my only way to make you watch it."
I'm gonna get it at some point. I'm gonna get you.
You're gonna get me with that, and you're gonna get me with like Elemental, and Inside Out, and Inside Out
Oh,
2.
by the way, Inside Out 2 is coming out in the summer. So I feel like we gotta watch it. And I feel like that's a double feature. It's all I'm saying. And it's season 2. You're like, why did I say it?
Please let this be a normal field trip, Ms. Frizzle. Oh my gosh. I know you're gonna make me watch those movies. I know
It's
you
gonna
are.
happen. It's gonna happen. You just wait.
Well, I'll get you back. I'll make you watch like Cellular or Photo Booth or something. I don't know.
You already made me watch that one with the worms.
The Worms. Oh, Tremors. That's a funny movie. It's fine. LOTR ending. Oh yeah, this is.
Oh, that did devastate me. And it took Ari and I like 2 months to watch the series because I fell asleep every 2 scenes with a dun 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 dun. Every 2 scenes I'd fall asleep. And then we got to the end and I'm like, this is dumb. I wasted so many hours of my life on this.
Oh my god, that's
It
hilarious.
goes and dies? What?
Oh, Captain Iron Dog is supporting your idea. Well, Catching Fire is an adaptation of a book.
Oh, future.
Yes, yep, you're keeping it. Any Winnie the Pooh movie for Frank. Oh, Jesus, you're right.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh my gosh. You haven't seen any Winnie the Poohs?
Not the new one, the Christopher Robbins one.
Like any of them, like the 70s one?
Oh no, I saw those back in the day.
Okay. And Pooh's Grand Adventure? That gets me.
I definitely saw those. Oh, there's Soul, but that ending wasn't bad. That was a good.
I like Soul though.
That was we already did Soul actually.
We were supposed to. We were supposed to watch
We
Soul
were.
and Tremors. That was the episode where I got sick.
Oh right.
We never did it. We never went back. We have to go back.
Someday we'll go back. Oh, you have the little soul guy.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that movie. I have one on my desk here, and I have one at my desk at work.
It's a
'Cause
good. That is, I think, one of Pixar's top. It was a good one.
For sure, because oh my god, because it's all about point of view. Because he was looking at all the things. Oh, I'm gonna make him cry. Don't make me cry, Sarah. Because he's looking at his life and he thinks he's wasted it.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out all those moments were all things he loved about life.
Mm-hmm.
About him eating the pie and all that. Oh my god, Sarah, stop it.
So good. It's so
Stop
good.
it. Oh my god. It was like him learning and all that. And then I love when he gets his dream job and then he finds out it doesn't live up to the dream. And he's just like, oh, geez, it's not what I thought it was. Oh, it's so good because that's what life is sometimes.
It is.
Life is.
Life is.
Oh my gosh. Don't cry, Sarah. You're going to make me cry. What if we could go backwards? What's that mean? What's that reference to? I don't know what that means. That's a reference to something. The Lost Toys on the Bus. Lost Toys on the Bus. Oh, you're talking about the Christmas movie. The Forgotten Toys. There's a Christmas special called Forgotten Toys.
I remember
Oh my
that
gosh.
one.
Oh my gosh,
Ooh,
Sarah.
City of Angels.
I'd be down for that.
Have
It's
you
in my.
seen that one? That
I
ending is so devastating. It's so
and it,
devastating.
yes. Oh my God, Sarah. That
I
might
do
be
love
it.
it. I love that movie. I
Cause
think, okay, tentative City of Angels.
yeah, tentative City of Angels. It's in my DVD collection. I haven't seen it since 1998, but that movie is stuck with me in my head because of that ending and like the Goo Goo Dolls song. Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yep. That was one of my mentor's favorite movies too. He's the one who got me to watch it because he's like,
Oh my
"All from
gosh.
heaven." It's so, oh God. Yeah. That, okay, tentative, that ending.
Tentative. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's good. Yes. Ready Player One, Frank. Oh, that's what it is. What if we can go backwards?
Oh,
Yes.
yep. You got any
Mom's
ideas for your,
for my happy ending.
yeah.
So much for my happy ending. Yeah, the episode of Smallville. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for Sarah, because I think everyone in the chat knows what I'm referencing. There's an episode of Smallville where Lois Lane comes to town and Clark won a football game, or they're playing like Dunk Clarks or Dunks in there. So he throws the ball. Lois Lane throws the ball. Clark Kent gets dunked, and then like she messes with his hair, and meanwhile it's playing that "So Much for My Happy Ending," and it shows his best friend who has a crush on him, completely sad, and it's perfect. I love
Oh,
Smallville.
oh, that sounds delightful.
Captain Iron Dog knows what I'm talking about. Maybe okay. I gotta write this down. So Sarah, I gotta send you the cat challengers.
Yes, and Smallville episode. I'll also, I'm just saying, I know how you feel about TV shows, but it would be fun to do like a binge episode where we assign each other a season of TV. It's a hefty. We may need 6 weeks.
I like you can't do two movies, but you're like, give me a season of
I binge.
television.
I definitely. I've realized through this experience with you that I'm definitely a TV girl. Like I watch so many. I'm on Killing Eve right now. I watched the entire season 2 in one day last week. It was
Oh
disgusting.
my gosh. Maybe this will be how I get to watch Smallville because I have the seasons. I've been listening to the podcast about the show, but I have not watched the show.
We gotta watch the show. Okay, next time we're doing
Yeah,
a season.
that'll be a theme. That'll be a theme. We'll do
Yeah.
we'll do that for like July or something.
So many TV
Or
shows I want
August.
to watch. I need to start thinking about that now.
Okay, tentative City of Angels. I'm still thinking about my happy ending.
Okay, great.
I haven't picked it out yet, but I'll send you everything, all the clips. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun episode. I
So
love this. Thank you guys for coming in, Captain Iron Dog, Shane Ford.
And thank you for your theme, Rex. That was awesome. Really excited.
Yes, that actually helped us. That helped us out.
for sure.
I do like it. Yep. And that at least it's a couple episodes right there.
Yes.
So anyone who watches this afterwards, leave some comments down below and give us some more themes for episodes, like actors, books, whatever, man. We'll do it. We'll do it.
We're in it.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
So thank you guys for watching, and see
Bye.
you next month. Bye.